So you're trying to create an engaging classroom experience for your students, whether you have been remote or in person or somewhere in between. If you've been around my channel for any length of time, you've probably heard me talk about how a classroom economy has been one of the greatest avenues in my middle school classroom for building up student engagement, creating a positive classroom culture, teaching students 21st century skills, and serving as my classroom management system. And this has still been true even while I've been remote this year. A classroom economy is where students have classroom jobs that they get paid in classroom money to do. The jobs tap into their interests, like having a class DJ for the student who's really into music, or a class newsletter writer for the person who loves to write, or the class athletic trainer to lead everyone in a little bit of movement every class for the student who loves to move. You can even have a classroom barista for the aspiring coffee connoisseur, but maybe not during COVID because you probably don't want those little middle school fingers around your coffee during a pandemic. In the classroom economy, they have to apply for their classroom job, and they learn job application skills in the process. They get paid in classroom money for their classroom job, and part of that money goes to paying for rent on their desk, or in a virtual environment, paying for their virtual desk and virtual space on Zoom. They keep track of their money with an online virtual bank where they can see how much is in their checking account and their savings account. And they can also see their paycheck directly deposited into their account every month, as well as their rent being auto withdrawn from their checking account. They also have to use their classroom money to pay fines for any misbehavior. And the best part is that they can use their classroom money to purchase items in a classroom auction or a class store. Auction items could include a toy robot, a book, a gift card, all which have been donated by local businesses. Or they can save up enough money to pay to watch their teacher get a pie in the face. In 2014, I had a 7th grader named Brandon who was all about trying to figure out how to make the most money in classroom economy and just figure out the system. He came to visit me in 2019, 5 years later, as a junior, asking, "Thom, are you still doing classroom economy?" Reminiscing about the ways that he tried to scheme to get the most amount of money in the classroom economy. He was talking about the classroom economy 5 years after he left my classroom. I have an online course that walks you through exactly how to set up a classroom economy for your students. How do you decide on the jobs? How do you hire the kids? How do you train the students? How do you set up the online bank? How do you do this if you're completely remote or if you're doing a hybrid situation? How do you make this an engaging experience for your students and in turn becoming a really fulfilling experience for yourself as a teacher as well? I teach you all of that in the course, How to Teach Kids About Money. And every lesson in the course has an assignment that will help you contextualize that lesson of the classroom economy to your context. But for the first time, I am doing a cohort version of this course called How to Teach Kids About Money Plus. The cohort course is the exact same course, but instead of just taking it on your own and getting to it when you can and possibly not even actually finishing the course, you will be taking the course along with other educators at the same time over a 4-week period. What this does is it's going to create accountability to make it more likely for you to finish the course, because there's going to be a calendar with scheduled deadlines of when to complete certain aspects of the course. There's going to be a private community for you to share the resources that you are contextualizing for your classroom and ask questions about what's not making a ton of sense. And you'll have more direct access to me to be answering your questions throughout this 4-week process of going through the How to Teach Kids About Money course. The first cohort begins March 1st and goes through March 28th. The deadline to enroll for this is February 28th, but I will only be accepting the first 250 educators that enroll in the How to Teach Kids About Money Plus cohort community. I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to support the teachers that do enroll, and I don't want to spread myself too thin. After that, you will have to wait for the next cohort community if you would like to take the plus version of this course. You can sign up at thomgibson.com/plus, and then you can see the landing page there, frequently asked questions, see a little bit more of what's going on. There are discounts if you have a group of teachers enrolling with you, and so use the link down in the description, and I look forward to helping you build the classroom economy experience for your students this year.